This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. There has been a lot of speculation as to where Tucker Carlson would land after the white supremacist was fired by the promoter of white supremacy network, Fox News. And it looks like it's going to be Twitter. There was a lot of speculation. Is he going to do the Bill O'Reilly thing and have his own website, and that's where you'd watch his show? Is he going to go to Rumble? Is he going to take the offer of whatever podcaster Patrick Bet David, whatever money he was offered? There were a lot of options for little Tucker. And he posted a video yesterday to Twitter with the "We're Back" as the opener for it. And listen, I'm going to play the video. I'll put a countdown timer on, so if you don't want to listen to his stupid voice and whatever words are falling out of his stupid face, you can skip it. But it really is him setting himself up with his tousled hair, trying to be the everyman, talking about telling the truth, and it's ridiculous. But there's been a lot of speculation about his teaming with Twitter, which is in just a spiral. It's in a death spiral. It is now all but official that it's a white nationalist platform for hate and conspiracy theories. I'm going to play this, but also Elon Musk tweeted about this and has denied that there's any offer that Tucker Carlson, who it looks like is going to forego $25 million that Fox News owes him in a contract. He's just going to let it go with no hope or guarantee of money to be paid from Twitter or whatever outlet that he lands on. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, and I want to talk about it. First, let's play this video from Tucker Carlson where he, with his schoolboy messy hair and poorly reading from his prompter, gives the message kind of outlining what he believes the show might be or what it might espouse.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. You often hear people say the news is full of lies, but most of the time that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year. What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands that. The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing. And yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter. The result may feel like a debate, but actually the gatekeepers are still in charge. We think that's a bad system. We know exactly how it works, and we're sick of it. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no others. See you soon.
It is rich listening to Tucker Carlson smugly assert that he is a truth teller. That the legacy media, look, I know because I was there for 30 years. Isn't that an admission that you didn't have the courage to do what needed to be done, to say what needed to be said while you were there about how pernicious and evil and dirty it all is? This is a money grab, a money chase. He obviously wants to maintain his influence over the hordes of white nationalist trolls that are in his audience, the aging out elderly paranoid who watch his show on a nightly basis. But he's telling things as though he's illuminating you with these details and facts. That, the media, they don't tell you the whole story. Are they lying? No, they're not lying. It's true, technically. It's true. And here's Elon Musk, his denial that there's any formal relationship between the two. He tweeted this: on this platform, unlike the one-way street of broadcast, people are able to interact, critique, and refute whatever is said. And of course, anything misleading will get community notes. If you're not on Twitter, community notes, which has been generally hijacked by Elon Musk fanboys, it's supposed to be a fact-checking in real-time element of Twitter, that if you say something that is patently false, it's kind of like a Wikipedia. There's a system in place where there's a note that comes up under your tweet to correct whatever misinformation you give. Anyway, I'll continue with the Elon tweet. I also want to be clear that we have not signed a deal of any kind whatsoever. Tucker is subject to the same rules and rewards of all content creators. Rewards mean subscriptions and advertising revenue share coming soon, something that's not even in place. It's just a promise from Elon Musk, and I can tell you what those are worth, which is a function of how many people subscribe and the advertising views associated with the content. I hope that many others, particularly from the left, also choose to be content creators on this platform, to their own folly. Look, this is an unholy amalgam of conspiracy theory, of white nationalism, of hatred, of white supremacy. It's just what it is. Tucker Carlson is a racist. Tucker Carlson is a malign influence on America. He is an entry point for people who have suspicions of people of color. He might tussle his hair and look unassuming, put on a shirt and tie, and seem like he's one of the good ones. He's okay. He's not a skinhead. But he's espousing the same conspiracy theories, the same lies, the same suspicion, the same hatred that virulent white supremacists do. Doesn't matter that he says it with a smile or that he is callous-free and a trust fund boy. He's dangerous, as is Elon Musk and whatever play he's making here to destroy what used to be what they like to consider the global town square where things can be discussed. And now it is just people with paid blue checks, verified accounts who are ruining normal discussion on the platform. And now we're adding Tucker Carlson to the mix. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. If you appreciate what I do, you want to take part in supporting and producing what I do here, you can click the join button Become a channel member on YouTube, or you can click on over to patreon.com/I-doubt-it podcast. Both those are great ways to support what I'm doing here. Follow me on social media, even on Twitter, for as long as I'm there. I'm at Dollemore all the way across the board. If there's social media, it's likely that I'm at Dollemore. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.